Namaste. I'm Alakananda Ma, Ayurvedic doctor and principal of Alandi Ayurveda Gurukula, a unique apprenticeship-style Ayurveda school in Boulder, Colorado. So, sorry to do this so close to the holidays, but I do need to tell you about a new paper that came out at the end of September in the British Medical Journal Evidence-Based Medicine, telling us how dangerous alcohol is for our brains and what an important cause of dementia, all types of dementia summed together, drinking alcohol is. So much as with the heart, it used to be said if you moderately use alcohol, it'll protect your brain. It doesn't make sense because we used to joke in as medical students about our brains and alcohol because medical students in Britain back in the day were pretty heavy drinkers. And everyone would joke and say, "How many brain cells can I afford to lose?" Because we thought we were pretty brainy. We thought we could afford to lose a few. I don't know, not really safe. No level of alcohol is safe for the brain, and even light drinking is linked to an increased risk for dementia. And that's what a large observational study coming out of Oxford that was published in the British Medical Journal is telling us. So like I said, it used to be thought that moderate drinking would be helpful, but that's because various what we call confounding factors had not been taken into consideration in those previous studies. So, in this study, they also looked at the genetic dementia risk of the individuals involved in this huge study, 2.4 million participants, as well as their drinking behavior. So they could screen out the genetic factors and just look at the alcohol-related causation. And so need to be careful with our drinking. um, because we want to take care of the health of our brain. And just one, most days, just one drink, used to call that moderate drinking, it's still increasing your risk of developing dementia. And in fact, according to this study, if we could decrease the amount of alcohol use disorder, if we could cut the prevalence of alcohol use disorder in half, that's what used to be called alcoholism, but that's kind of blaming the patient. If we could cut the use of alcohol use disorder in half, dementia cases could be reduced up to 16%. So alcohol reduction on a public health level would be very important in reducing the dementia burden on society. But for you as an individual, just remember that drink, that glass of wine each day with your dinner, or that one beer may not be as harmless as you think it is if you're thinking about the overall and long-term health of your brain. So look into whether you can cut your alcohol use either out completely or down to where it's just a little taste. In Ayurveda, we do use wine, medicated wines, asavas and arishtas, but it's taken at a tablespoon type dosage. If you can get your alcohol usage down to just a little taste once in a while, Probably going to be safe for your brain, but having just that one drink on a daily or most day basis, it's doing you much more harm than you might think. Having said which, I hope you enjoy your holidays, but let's try to find some other ways to enjoy other than just by drinking. Namaste. See you next week. Don't forget to click the like button, join the channel if you haven't, tell your friends about the channel.